starting the stream. Should be running. Hi everyone, I'm TigerHawk3, and today I'm going to be doing a coding something. So let's do that. It's going to be a typing practice kind of game. I think the first mode I do is going to be a simple shows a list of words, and then you start like typing them, and when you finish typing one, it removes it from the list and gives you a different word. And that's about it. And maybe it'll tell you your words per minute or something. I haven't done this in a while. Let's see if I remember how. Import Tkinter. That's important. Class game. It's all coming back to me. Not really, no. Self and parent, I'm going to need stuff there. I'm going to have root equals tkinter.tk. That's going to be the main object. And then I'll do equals game and send it the root object, and that'll be the parent. Great. Probably forgetting something, but that's okay. I can look it up later. Whatever. So let's see. Gonna need like a game area. What goes in the init? The first things that you want to do, the things that you only want to do once. So, what do we only want to do once? Set up the main board area, and then we can have like a, I know I have a usual name that I call the thing that can start more than once to like clear the board and make a new game. I don't remember what I call that. That's okay. So we'll have self.parent equals parent. That's good to have. Parent being the root tkinter object, like the application itself, so you can set like a title or whatever. And then how about gosh, it's been a while since I used Tkinter. How about let's see. Wow, it's been a long time. But I think I want to make a frame of some sort. The root, the parent is going to be the main frame, and then I have to, not the main frame, the parent is the main window, and then I can put widgets into it. So how about, I'll probably need, how about just a message widget? That's like it's sort of like a label, but you can have multiple lines. It's just larger. And that'll be to display the words that we want to use. And speaking of words, how about we put those in here? Words equals, I don't know, test something, and then I'll need the, where is that from? Test num for num in range, how about 20? So this will give us strings of test and then a number from 0 through 19 inclusive. How about, why does it say I have an error here? Viewers will experience buffering. Stream health is excellent. Error, stream status poor. I don't know what to do about that, but we'll see what happens afterward. Okay, my computer is old. Sorry. We want a message widget for the words. So self dot is gonna need to be saved, obviously. Fixed a bug before finding it. That would have been a bug. Why can't I access the words? We're gonna need, what should we call it? Word box. It's probably good, right? Equals Tkinter dot frame, and the parent is going to be the parent widget. We don't need to specify self because we still have it from here. It's the same object. Parent. What else do we need? I think that's all for now. I'll do more stuff later. And we will put that in the window with grid. Row 0 and column equals 0. First thing, whatever. Self.entry, this is going to be where it's an entry widget where you type the things in. Equals tkinter.entry, also in the parent, and it's going to be dot grid row 1, column equals 0. Sure. Stream is healthy, error, stream is healthy, error. Very weird. Anyway, let's run that and see if it runs. Shall we? Gotta save it somewhere. What do we call it? Typing game. .py. Sure. And now we'll turn on this dealie. Let's see it. Scripts, and then don't know what this will do. Will it work? Will it not work? Did I forget everything? Let's find out. Is it running? Is it gonna go? Error. Has no attribute frame. Oh yeah, it needs. Yeah, these are classes, so that would be good. Let's try that again. Didn't remember that. Is it running something? Am I gonna see a Tkinter window? Did it run and then stop? What did I do wrong? I'm gonna look up an example and make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Just looking up some stuff. Class, the game, tell the parent, whatever. Oh, I forgot the main loop. That's important. Yellow Man in chat. Hello. I remember you from before. How's it going? Mises Attack. Good to see you. Mises are actually just trying to, tell YouTube that my channel still exists. Root dot main loop. There. Let's try that again. Are we gonna get anything? I got a thing. But it's very small. Do you see it? Should be somewhere in here, but it doesn't wanna. Oh, it's behind the thing. That's my bad. I just gotta bring it somewhere. There we go. Does it exist? I think it exists. Oh, it's very small. Whoa. That's weird. I tell you what, I'm gonna remove this source and I'll add it again. I want a window. This one. Okay. Actually, let's add existing. Maybe I can just use the same one. Where to go? Where to go? Add existing. Tkinter. Will that work? Maybe there's just not very much in there. Okay, but it's this thing. So I have a thing that I can, type into, but not much else. So let's see, frame. I didn't want a frame. I wanted a message parent, and the content is going to be, is it message equals something. I just wanna see if it works. Just wanna see if it works. That's all. No. Maybe it's a capital M. Nope. Oh, it is that, but message isn't it. Text. There we are. So now we have a message widget with the text of our choosing, and we can type stuff under it. Fantastic. That's a very large display. Let's make that, a little smaller. Put it over there. Great. So now we can put things in. Yellowman in chat asks, "How do you do, gents?" We do good, gent. We are remembering where everything goes. I need WD-40 for my brain because it's rusty. Let's see. So this, we don't actually want just this as the text. We want, words. So we'll put those in at some point. We'll start with this, and then maybe after in the, what do I usually call it? Do the game, new game, draw game, something? Draw board. I'm so good. So good. Yellowman saying party hardy and good night. Good night, Yellowman. Thanks for dropping by. Draw board. And I'll need self, and I don't know what else for now. But, yeah. And then we'll need something. You can't just have you can't start a compound statement in Python and then not put anything in it. If you try to run this right now as is, it'll be a syntax error. That's bad. You would have to put like something of some kind, even if it's pass, which is a no-op, meaning there is no operation, doesn't do anything. But I wanted to do things. So how about wordbox.config text equals should I have multiple message boxes? Should I just have like a group of labels, or just put things in one message? Probably best to make a bunch of labels. So forget what I said about message, because with message I would have to reconfigure the entire text in it, whereas with label, with multiple individual widgets, I could access each one more easily. It doesn't really make any difference, but that's what I'm going to do. Word boxes. I'm going to do tkinter.label. Text equals string of nope. Yeah. For num in range. How many do I want? How many do we want? How about 8? That's the hardest part of programming. Picking an arbitrary number. Actually, these are what are called magic numbers. And the reason they're called magic numbers is because when you look at it, nothing in this code tells you why 20 should be 20 or 8 should be 8, nor what they do. So the right way to do this sort of thing would be, you know, I mean, this is just because I want a bunch of test words, whatever. Ordinarily it would be just input from a file with a list of words that we split by line, whatever. But this should be label quantity or word quantity or something. We'd have a variable, and then we'd write that variable in there. Oh, you can't see it. Now you can see it. So this will give us a bunch of labels. In range 8. Self.wordboxes num dot grid row equals num column equals 0. Great. See how we used 8 twice? Should have done what I told you to do right off the bat. How far are we? 18 minutes. Maybe we can do a little more. What did I say it was going to be called? This 8? It's going to be a number of word quantity. 8. Now instead of saying 8, I can say this big unwieldy thing that's more descriptive. And if I want to change the quantity, I only have to change it here. There we go. And this would no longer be 1, it would be self.word quantity plus 1. There we go. These are going to be string num. Doesn't actually matter. This doesn't need text at all, because it's going to be reconfigured when we draw the board. Assuming we do self.drawBoard. That's important. Text equals, no, it's not this. Grid For num in range self dot word quantity self dot word boxes num dot config text equals self dot words num. Great. That seems reasonable for now. See what happens when we run that. I'm going to display that like I'm supposed to. Oh, ooh. Golly. Neat. Yay. I am so happy. It works. We got the things that we wanted. We got the labels. Great. So now we have to allow the, the text entry to actually do anything. Because right now you can, press buttons and nothing happens. So that draws the board. So now we'll do a something to handle, the user's action. Handler for the thing we want to do. How about something to check whether a word is entered correctly? Like check word. It doesn't matter. Check word self. Oh, and we want to bind dot bind enter return. The Tkinter event called enter isn't the enter key on your keyboard. It is when the mouse cursor enters that widget. So you have like a frame or a label or whatever, and then you have, enter and the corresponding exit. So that's the thing. Bind return, I think. To great. Cool. Check word. When we don't want to bind it to that, we want to bind it to the entry. I don't know why. If we bind it to the parent, then even if our text widget doesn't have focus somehow, if we had like a picture or another entry widget or something, then when we pressed enter anywhere with, with the cursor in anything or anything focused, it would do the same thing. But this way, with the entry bound to return, that means we have to have the cursor actually focused on that entry widget, or nothing happens when we press enter. Check word is going to be, what's it going to do? If. Now, for. I once had a Python tutoring student who confused if and for. Asked if a particular task needed an if loop. For word in self dot. We need to access the boxes because we're not going through all the total words that we could have. For label in self dot. I don't know if we can just check the labels themselves. It's going to be annoying, but like the attribute of the thing. Will we need to keep a separate list? I hope not. For label, let's see what we can do. And if this doesn't work, I will look it up and see if we can inspect the text that's contained in label. Label and self dot word boxes. We want to see if it matches the word we typed. If label dot, I don't know what that would be. Let's have it do something else for now. And that something else is going to be print dir is it dir? I think so. I want to get the names of all the attributes of this object. I think it's dir. Of self dot word boxes 0. Okay. So when we press enter in here, it should just print something out, something hopefully useful. Enter. Can't see it either. That's what happened. Should have expected that. Event equals none. This is when you trigger an event by like doing something. It might vary. You know, the thing you did, like if it's a key press or clicking on a place in a canvas, it sends an event. Like if you press something on the keyboard, it sends the key that you pressed. And if you click on a canvas, it sends the coordinates, that sort of thing. So you need an event, and I say equal none, just in case I want to access this without an event, just like directly. Okay. Great. Alright. Yes, this is what I wanted. After cancel, after idle, anchor, bbox. Bbox is the bounding box. I think I've used that for something, but I don't remember. It was a long time ago. Bell, bind, bind all, bind class, bind tags, cget. No. Children, clipboard append. Clipboard clear, clipboard stuff, that's good. Column configure, configure, delete command. Is there a text? PQRS slaves TK. No, there's no text. Maybe it's one of those W info something. Oh, there's a lot of those too. Okay, let's read through. I know you can't see to the end of the, you can only see up to here, but there's more. I'm not going to move the window. This is programming. By the way, I could also just Google this, but I'm doing it this way. Bind, so you get children after idle. Bind all, bind class, bind tags, so you get children, clipboard, whatever, delete, config, no. Destroy, event add, do I use config to just get the info? I don't think so. Event delete, event generate, info, focus. Yeah, I'll want focus. I'm going to add that now, actually. Tree.focus. Is it focus or focus set? Do I need both or something? It's focus set. Yeah. I want to set the focus to this entry widget. Goodness gracious, there's a lot. Focus, focus, forget, get boolean, get double, get in, get var, grab current, grab release, grab set, grab set global. I don't know what the grab things do. Grid. I know what that one does. Grid anchor, grid bbox, grid column figure, grid configure, grid. Image and names, types, info, keys, lift, location, lift and lower are, I think those are to change the layer of the thing. Like if you have like a thing and then something on top and you do lower, it goes behind. Main loop master, named widget, option add, option clear, option get. Get is promising. Pack configure, pack. Pack is one of the other window management things instead of grid. It's a little simpler though. Place is the other one. Quit register, row configure, selection, send, set var, size. What did I want? There was something with get somewhere here. Wasn't there? Option get? I don't know. TK focus, whatever, set palette, TK unbind, update idle tasks, wait, widget name, no. Info, atom name, children, cells, color map full, containing depth, geometry, height, ID, manager name, parent. There better be a handy way to do it. There had just better. I don't think it's in here. Enter, get label text. Yeah. How do I do that? cget. Didn't I say cget at some point? That it might be that? It is. Let's try now. Print self.wordboxes.cget text. Let's see what happens. Great. That works. Perfect. Alright. Take out this so we can do more of this. cget. Great. If label dot cget text. I'm also going to want to now, instead of later, do some processing for, like, you know, capitals and stuff. Should I do that? I'll do just that for now. Dot lower equals self.entry.get.lower. No, I don't want that. I want this content equals self.entry.get.lower. Lower, so we save it. Now we can just say content without having to retrieve it over and over again. Then, should we enumerate these? Yeah. For index, label, and enumerate, soft boxes. Enumerate gives us a generator of tuples of an index starting with 0 and then whatever object. Content, then word boxes, we're going to need another thing. So ideally, the words would be scrambled, shuffled. We'd import random and do something. We won't for now. But I would want to keep track of which words are in there and which ones are not, which should be like the next word that goes in. So in a random one, that's also easy to keep track of. So the way you do that is you have the word list and then you just shuffle it, and then it goes through that. So this, we don't have to shuffle it first. We're just gonna go through it, and we're going to keep a little pointer of where it's supposed to be, so we can keep track of what word should be next that goes in. How about pointer equals word quantity. I don't know if I need two variables for this, but pointer is going to change while word quantity will not. So for now, they're going to be the same, and if we decide later that we don't need two distinct things, then we can do that. If we never use word quantity again after this, oh yes we do, so we will need it. Great. Word quantity, yeah, great. Quantity 8, so we'll start at 8. So we've used indexes 0 through 7, and the next one we want excuse me, is index 8. Cool. How about if we found a match, we're going to get the content, go through the word boxes. If we find a match, then that one goes to text equals self.words. The next one, self.pointer, and we increase the pointer by 1, and then we can also stop searching. Meaning you put the new word in, increase the pointer, break. Okay. Let's see what happens, I guess. I don't know. Test 4. So what should happen, but probably won't because I've probably forgotten a bunch of stuff, is that test 4 will disappear and be replaced with test 8. See? Word box is not defined. Of course it's not. Oh, let's also do content.lower. Can you imagine making the word you have to type, forcing it all lowercase, and then not lowercasing what you type? That would be weird. If you had a word with capitals, and then you typed it correctly, it would be wrong. Funny. Alright, test 4 has been replaced with test 8. That's cool. I think it should have removed what I typed. We can add that. That's on our to-do list. Delete the word. How about 7? Now replaced with 9. 0 replaced with 10. Cool. Basically works. So we'll want to remove the, we'll want to delete the thing when we're done. Was there something else? Oh, right. We want to make it loop around so it doesn't crash when we get to the end of the word list. You typed all the words. Kaboom! Okay. Partner plus equals 1. Self.entry dot set nothing. Does it do that? We'll want to do that regardless, actually, whether they typed it right or wrong. Should we? That's an interesting question. If they type something incorrectly, should we just delete it or leave it there? I think leave it there, so we can, backspace and make corrections or whatever. And if someone wants to remove what they typed entirely, clear it, we can bind escape to that. Bind escape. Done. This is going to do one thing. It's just going to clear the dealie. So I'm making a little anonymous function. X equals none. Self.entry .config empty. Why did I do set here? It's supposed to be config. And why didn't I remove that? There we go. Everything is good now. Config nothing. There we go. Great. Config. And get out. And I'm doing this twice. It is not the way. Clear entry self-event equals none. I don't know if you all noticed, but I tend to say the right way to do this would be X, but I'm in a hurry and I don't care, so I'm going to do Y. And then about 10 seconds later, I run into the reason why you should do X in the first place. Clear entry entry config. Click there. Self.clear entry. There. What else do we want? Oh, loop around. That would be. We don't just want to add one blindly. We want to say it's, we want to use a modulus for pointer +1 mod the length of self dot words. There. So we're going to add 1, yes, but then we're going to divide that by the length of the list and set the result to the remainder of that. So this is always going to be smaller. So like 0 through 19 or whatever. And length of the words is 20 that we said here. And so when this is just smaller, like a valid number, it'll be, for example, 5 divided by 20 equals 0 remainder 5. So it would be 5. It would just stay like that. But when it hits 20, then, which isn't a valid index. In a list of 20 items, the highest valid index is 19 because Python is 0 indexed. We would 20 divided by 20 is 1, remainder 0, so then it would go back to 0. Good, clear entry, break, etc. Okay. Should we add the random now? Sure. I don't know. I don't care. Random dot shuffle word boxes. I don't want to shuffle that. Did I do anything else? Just go back. Words. This is what I want to shuffle. Random dot shuffle soft dot words. Great. This is a really cool typing game, isn't it? You just get a bunch of random stuff, and then you go, test 10, and it replaces it, and kaboom, something happened. What did I do wrong? Check word, clear entry. Oh, I need to say text equals. Sorry, program. That's my bad. That's my bad. But since I put it into an actual function that gets called twice, I don't have to correct that bug twice. Oh. Alright. Test 3. Test. Ooh. Didn't I clear that? I thought I cleared that. That doesn't have a text thing. It is set, isn't it? No, there's some other thing. Isn't there? No, let's just try set. See what that does. Test 4 is in there. No. There's no set. Get. Do I have to, like, delete all the I don't remember how to do that. I don't remember how to do that, man. Set entry text. Insert. I have to delete everything and then insert at 0. Or whatever. Pain. Pain. Delete and then insert. Annoying. But okay. Fine. I can do that. I'll do that. Oh, someone in chat. Sam says, hello, I have missed you. So happy to see you again. Good to see you too. This is cool. Viewers. I don't remember how to do the thing. Delete, 0 to end, insert, 0 text. Okay. Annoying, but that's how it is. Delete 0 to tkinter.end. I think tkinter.end is equal to just the string end. I'm pretty sure. But I don't know, and I don't see any reason to mess with it. Dot entry dot. Do I need to insert something? No. I just wanted to delete stuff. Test 13. Boom. Test 12. Test 2. Test 17. I'm gonna copy this so I can paste it later. 10, 15, we have 2 9s. I don't know if this is a good or bad thing. Sam asks, can you replace the entity instead? Delete the not again? Could be a thing, but generally the sort of thing that ends up causing other problems. And if you have it, if you remove and re-add widgets, then it can make things kind of move around and rearrange themselves. So it's best to keep the widgets there and just modify rather than remove and replace. Same for if you want to take away a widget entirely. If you think you might want it again later, it's easier to just grid forget or pack forget. So just like remove it from the window, but it still exists. It's just not being shown. And then if you want it again, you can just, grid or pack it again. So once you go through all the things, it gets more words. I don't know if this is a problem. I really don't. Because ideally you'd have more than 20 words. You'd have like a lot of words, like hundreds or something, and eventually you'd probably type the other words. This will remove the first one in the list at the top, because it just loops through. Then I can do, I can do that again. Oh, it's the same. It's going to be the same order. Should that shuffle again? Probably. So if you just leave a word unattempted, then it'll eventually show up again, unless we keep track of what's already in there and, possibly skip it. So instead of just, increase the pointer by 1 and go to the next word, it would have to say, check if it's already shown somewhere, loop through the other whatsits again. I don't think that's weird, but it could be that it just keeps it in there. I don't know. Decisions. I think it's okay. Eventually, they would all be the same. You could just avoid one particular word permanently and just only do the other ones. And eventually, so if I just never typed test 18, eventually they would all be test 18. And I would have the option of writing test 18 or exiting the program. And I think that's okay. It's kind of like how in MMORPGs you have like resource gathering nodes, and if there's one that's more valuable and one that's less valuable, if you only gather up the ones that are more valuable and they have a chance to spawn as, either type, eventually they will all be the less valuable type. It's just how it is. What did I want to change here? They're already in a random order. Write in the thing and it replaces the whatsit. It can be the same, I don't mind. I don't think there was anything to actually... Was there anything to do? I don't know. Sam asks, these objects you are forgetting will not get garbage collected, but I can imagine the extra burden for having objects around you are not using. That's right. When you grid forget or pack forget or whatever a widget, it is not garbage collected. It stays in memory. It's stored just in case you want to use it again. So obviously you can't just, keep creating, and then if you do want to... One way of changing stuff would be to create a widget with a thing, and then when you want to change it, you could, grid forget that. and then create a new widget and put that in, and you could just keep doing that over and over again, you would eventually have memory problems. It would be bad. But if you just want to rearrange your window to look like a certain thing, like this is the settings screen and that's the option screen, and the option screen is almost the same as the settings screen, but it doesn't show, the dark mode setting or whatever, then you could, grid forget and then grid it back in, and then that allows you to change things up without repeatedly creating and destroying widgets. But yes, would be good to only grid forget without deleting if you plan to use it again. But generally, window contents don't, in terms of widgets, they don't really change that much. So, like, if you have a program with like an entry widget and a button, this one, for example, has some labels and an entry. None of those changed. I mean, I still wanted all of those things. What was this missing? Did I want to change anything? No. I think it's fine to have repeats eventually if you avoid them a bunch. Note that these are only repeats if you go through the entire word list, like more than once. So I think that's okay. This doesn't have a words per minute speed counter, and that's okay. We can do that next time. It's just some timer stuff. Sam says, I see you use it like a buffer. Yeah, you can. Just because you're not showing a widget doesn't mean you want to destroy it entirely. So it just allows you to visually rearrange things without creating and destroying widgets, which can get messy in code as well as in the program itself, and it takes longer. If it's something you're doing, it would have better performance the less you're doing. Usually not an issue if you're doing something very performance-based in Tkinter, probably doing something wrong. Like if you're animating a GIF in Tkinter, which I have a video on, because sometimes we want to do that. It's cool. Actually performs okay. Up to like 30 to 50 frames a second. Beyond that, I don't know if it has much effect, but yeah, it's that's a thing. Maybe next time, at some point, I'll put a words per minute counter in there in some way, and then also possibly some kind of I'm going to say a timer again, because words per minute is a timer, but something to incentivize you not to just leave words up there, or maybe this can be like a practice mode where you have all the time you want and it just tells you how fast you are, and then another thing can have like a timer for each word. That would solve the weirdness of having the same word there multiple times. Maybe you have 10 seconds to type a word, and if you don't, then it like disappears and makes your score go down by 1. You get 1,000 points per word and lose 1,000 points for each, misspelled word. I don't know if any of you have played an actual pinball machine, but the scores are always like in the millions and billions because, you launch the ball at a thing and you get 1,000,000 points. I don't know what the point of that is, except for having a lot of zeros at the end of the number. Anything else today? This is rudimentary, but it's fine for now. And then next time or something, we can add word per minute counter, a mode with a penalty for words that you don't attempt, and I don't know, just those two things, I guess. So, I think I'm gonna call it for tonight, but, good to see people again, and, happy coding and stuff.